The world of modern celebrity moves at a pace that often rivals the speed of the most advanced machinery on Earth, blending the glamorous, high-stakes universe of professional sports with the hyper-visible, fast-paced realm of social media influence. In the heart of London, where the historic cobblestones meet the cutting edge of global nightlife, an elite subculture exists behind heavily guarded doors and tinted glass. It is a world where fortunes are made, reputations are carefully managed, and the mere sight of two prominent figures leaving the same venue can ignite a global media storm. For days, the international entertainment press and millions of dedicated followers across various digital platforms have been dissecting every fragment of available footage, trying to piece together a puzzle that spans across multiple continents. Luxurious yachts and exclusive VIP lounges. This is not merely a story about a single night out in a bustling metropolis, but rather a fascinating look at how modern fame operates, where the lines between personal life and public spectacle are permanently blurred. To understand the gravity of the latest whispers echoing through the corridors of pop culture, one must look closely at the individuals involved, each a titan in their respective, yet increasingly overlapping, industries. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and never miss an update on the fast-moving stories shaping the cultural landscape, make sure to subscribe to our channel, where we break down the most exclusive events and hidden details behind the headlines. The sheer velocity of modern media means that what begins as a quiet whisper in an exclusive Mayfair club can become an international headline within minutes, capturing the imagination of audiences who are captivated by the intersection of elite athletics and digital stardom. In this high-stakes environment, where every move is monitored and every public appearance is analyzed for hidden meaning, the dynamics of companionship and romance undergo a radical transformation. The relentless spotlight ensures that privacy is a rare luxury, transforming ordinary social interactions into highly scrutinized events that dominate the news cycle for days on end. As the City of London slept, a series of events unfolded that would immediately set the digital world ablaze, drawing together threads from the worlds of elite motorsport and global digital influence in a manner that few could have anticipated. The atmosphere inside these exclusive venues is one of carefully curated secrecy, where the world's most recognizable faces gather away from the prying eyes of the general public, creating an environment ripe for speculation and intrigue. When the heavy doors of these private establishments finally open in the early hours of the morning, the transition from the protected interior to the public street becomes a high-stakes gauntlet, where photographers and observers wait to capture even the most fleeting glimpse of the celebrities within. It is within this specific context of heightened anticipation and media scrutiny that our story begins, setting the stage for a narrative that involves some of the most prominent names in contemporary popular culture. The fascination with these figures is not merely about their professional achievements, but about the lifestyle they represent, a seamless blend of luxury, youth, and global mobility that seems almost cinematic to the outside observer. As we delve deeper into the events of that fateful night, the contrast between the individuals involved and the shared space they occupied becomes the central focus of a developing narrative that has captivated millions of onlookers worldwide. The interconnected nature of modern fame means that a single moment caught on camera can reframe entire timelines, linking past relationships and future possibilities in a complex web of public interest and media speculation. To truly grasp the significance of what transpired, one must appreciate the sheer scale of the platforms these individuals command, where a single post or a brief video clip can generate more engagement than traditional media outlets achieve in a week. This digital ecosystem thrives on the exact kind of mystery and high-profile proximity that characterize the recent sightings, creating a self-sustaining cycle of news, commentary, and public fascination that shows no signs of slowing down. As the details began to emerge from the exclusive London venue, it became clear that this was more than a passing coincidence, but rather the latest chapter in a broader story of high-profile connections that spans from the sun-drenched coastlines of southern France to the prestigious sporting events of Monaco. The narrative is built on a foundation of luxury, exclusivity, and the constant, underlying tension of public exposure, where every gesture is measured and every exit is planned with precision. As the night drew to a close and the first light of dawn began to appear over the British capital, the stage was set for a media frenzy that would unite disparate fanbases and trigger an avalanche of online discussion, proving once again that in the modern era of celebrity, the boundaries between different worlds are more fluid than ever before. The precise sequence of events that unfolded in the early hours of Thursday morning at the exclusive Mayfair establishment known as the 22 has become the epicenter of international media speculation, capturing the exact moment where two entirely different worlds collided in spectacular fashion. The venue itself is legendary for its strict privacy policies and its wealthy, highly influential clientele, making it the perfect sanctuary for public figures looking to escape the relentless gaze of the paparazzi. However, on this particular night, the protective shield of the private club was breached the moment the guests prepared to make their exits into the crisp London air, where observers and media informants were positioned to document every movement. In the footage and photographic evidence rapidly circulated by the anonymous celebrity watchdog platform Domois, the tension of the departure was immediately palpable, contrasting sharply with the relaxed atmosphere that typically exists within such secure walls. Lando Norris, the 26-year-old British Formula One racing driver who is widely celebrated for his incredible speed on the track and his growing commercial appeal globally, was captured executing a remarkably swift exit from the venue. Known for his lightning-fast reflexes behind the wheel of a multi-million-dollar racing machine, Norris seemed to apply that same urgency to his physical departure from the club, sprinting directly from the heavy doors toward an awaiting luxury vehicle that had been positioned at the curb for a rapid getaway. His attire for the evening was a deliberate blend of high-end streetwear and casual comfort, featuring a stark black outfit contrasted sharply by a white ball cap and clean white sneakers, a look that allowed him to move quickly while trying to minimize his visibility in the dim street lighting. As he practically threw himself into the back seat of the vehicle, subsequent photographs captured the young athlete immediately checking his mobile device, his face illuminated by the cold glow of the screen as the driver prepared to pull away into the London traffic, leaving a trail of unanswered questions in his wake. Just moments later, the second half of this high-profile equation emerged from the very same doorway, though her departure could not have been more different in terms of pacing and style. Alix Earle, the 25-year-old American TikTok sensation and digital powerhouse whose lifestyle content influences millions of young women globally, stepped onto the street accompanied by her close friend and fellow social media personality Anastasia Karanikolau. Unlike the hurried athletic sprint demonstrated by Norris, Earle and her companion took their time walking out of the trendy venue, seemingly unfazed by the potential presence of onlookers or the mounting media scrutiny surrounding their simultaneous appearance. Earle was dressed in a striking golden-hued, intricately ruched dress that perfectly complemented her signature glamorous aesthetic, paired with delicate, strappy gold heels that added to the high-fashion nature of her London ensemble. The two women linked hands firmly as they navigated the pavement after stepping out into the public eye, projecting an image of calm confidence that stood in stark contrast to the frantic escape of the Formula One driver who had preceded them by mere seconds. The immediate juxtaposition of these two distinct departures, one a frantic dash to a waiting car, the other a synchronized high-fashion stroll, only added fuel to the fire of speculation that had already begun to consume the digital landscape. Representatives for both the British racing star and the American content creator were immediately bombarded with inquiries from major entertainment news outlets, including Page 6. But the silence from both camps on Thursday was deafening, as no official statements were issued to clarify the nature of their late-night meeting. This wall of silence from public relations teams is a standard tactic in the celebrity world, often used to let the initial wave of gossip burn itself out, but in the modern era of hyperconnectivity, a lack of official commentary frequently has the opposite effect, driving amateur sleuths to dig even deeper into the history of the individuals involved. To those who have been tracking the movements of both stars closely over the past several months, this late-night rendezvous in London was not an isolated incident, but rather the latest link in a chain of intriguing encounters that suggests a much deeper connection. Prior to this British sighting, rumors had already begun to swirl when paparazzi managed to secure photographs of the pair spending time together in Cannes, France, a destination renowned for attracting the global elite during the summer months. That Mediterranean encounter occurred shortly after Earle had been spotted attending the prestigious Monaco Grand Prix in June, an event where Formula One drivers are the center of universe and where the worlds of international sport, extreme wealth, and social media stardom converge on a massive scale. The timeline of Earle's European travels appears to align perfectly with the racing calendar, creating a narrative of proximity that many find too consistent to be purely coincidental. For a young woman who built her massive empire on radical transparency and sharing almost every detail of her daily routine with her followers, the sudden coyness surrounding her relationship with Norris represents a fascinating shift in strategy. It highlights the complex tightrope that modern influencers must walk when their personal lives begin to intersect with athletes who operate under strict corporate sponsorships and intense athletic pressure. The contrast between Earle's usual open book policy and the intense secrecy of the London exit suggests that both parties are well aware of the massive narrative implications of their friendship, choosing to navigate these early stages away from the definitive confirmation that traditional media outlets desperately crave. As the public analyzes the photographs of Norris in the backseat of his car and Earle on the London sidewalk, the tension between the desire for privacy and the inevitability of public exposure continues to mount, setting the stage for an even deeper investigation into the romantic histories and personal preferences that brought these two global figures into the same geographic orbit on that fateful Thursday morning. To fully appreciate the complex narrative surrounding this unexpected London encounter, one must examine the broader tapestry of recent relationship histories and personal philosophies that define the lives of these prominent figures. Before her late-night sightings with the young British racing star, Alix Earle had already established herself as a major fixture in the high-profile romance landscape, having recently navigated the emotional aftermath of her separation from professional football player Braxton Berrios. The 25-year-old digital creator and the 30-year-old athlete officially concluded their 2-year relationship in December, a romantic chapter that was heavily documented across social media and widely discussed by her loyal fanbase. Following this high-profile split, the rumor mill did not remain quiet for long, quickly linking the swimsuit model to one of the most legendary figures in American sports history, the 48-year-old former quarterback Tom Brady. This particular wave of romance speculation was ignited during a luxurious New Year's Eve celebration, where Earle was spotted engaging in deep conversation with the father of 3 at an exclusive yacht party in the tropical paradise of St. Bart's. According to an insider who later shared details with entertainment journalists, the retired athlete and the popular internet personality actively chose to break away from the larger gathering of elite guests, heading toward a private cabin on the vessel where they could talk without interruption. This initial interaction was not a brief or superficial meeting, as multiple sources confirmed that the pair spent a significant portion of the night locked in conversation, isolated from the bustling crowd surrounding them. The narrative surrounding Earle and the legendary quarterback deepened significantly just a few weeks later in February, when they were observed getting remarkably comfortable with one another at an exclusive, private Super Bowl party. Witnesses at the event reported seeing the pair displaying clear signs of mutual affection, with the legendary sportsman wrapping his arms around the young influencer and displaying an intimate physical closeness that immediately captured the attention of everyone in the room. Despite these highly visible public displays of affection, those close to the situation were quick to temper public expectations, revealing that the relationship was viewed as a highly enjoyable but ultimately non-serious fling for both parties involved. Insiders pointed out that the iconic athlete is known for being a very particular perfectionist who operates with a highly specific set of standards in both his professional and personal life, making it highly unlikely that he would enter into a serious commitment without extensive consideration. For her part, Earle has dropped significant clues about her dating preferences during episodes of her popular digital series, explicitly stating her reluctance to pursue relationships with men who are close to her own age. Recalling a past experience, she candidly shared with her audience that she had previously gone on a date with a man who was just a single year older than her, an experience that led her to declare definitively that she could not bring herself to repeat such a dynamic. This explicit preference for unique maturity and substantial life experience makes her sudden association with the 26-year-old motorsport athlete all the more intriguing to cultural commentators and fans alike. The contrast between her stated dating philosophy and her recent late-night excursion with a young driver suggests that the dynamics between them might transcend standard relationship definitions, or perhaps that the unique, high-pressure lifestyle of an elite racer carries a level of maturity that defies ordinary age expectations. It is this exact intersection of distinct worlds, the calculated precision of elite sports, and the unpredictable nature of viral digital fame that gives this developing story its incredible narrative power. The journey of each individual to this specific moment in a London club reflects the rapidly changing nature of modern cultural influence, where traditional athletic success and digital audience building carry equal weight in the eyes of the public. As the world watches to see how this connection develops, the events of that Thursday morning serve as a powerful reminder of how quickly the modern celebrity landscape can shift, uniting individuals from vastly different backgrounds under the shared spotlight of global curiosity. Whether this London rendezvous marks the beginning of a significant new chapter or remains a fleeting moment of shared luxury in their busy lives, it has firmly captured the imagination of millions, proving that in the hyper-connected world of modern fame, the most compelling stories are often those that unfold when the cameras are supposed to be turned off. The silent departure into the British night remains a captivating enigma, leaving a global audience eagerly waiting to see what the next chapter holds.